Muy buena familia, aquí vuestro buen amigo DANORTVIL con otro episodio más de The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Bueno, en el anterior episodio primero intenté explorar las nuevas ubicaciones que había visto que habían aparecido. Digo, a veces que a lo mejor, a diferencia de las que están arriba, son más fáciles. Ese frito para mí, nivel 33, venga ballesta, venga golpe, casi me matan por no bajarme del caballo. Total, me volví a novigrado. Y fui a hacer la misión de Jaskir llamada Cabaret, que le hice entera, lo típico, quiero montar un cabaret, me hace falta este que me pinte, me hace falta este que me busque, me hace falta un decorador, un esto y lo otro. Y la financiación. Y el episodio acaba con Priscila, que no vuelve, y resulta que le han dado una señora paliza. Vale, está la pobre, Jaskir cuidándola. Y nada, tenemos que... Voy a poner la misión que no sé por qué no está puesta. ¿Dónde está? Pecados Carnales, ¿no? Creo que era esta. Y nada, vamos a ver a Bongraz. Ey, ¿qué pasa?
What do you want? Never seen anyone swing a sword as good as you.
¿Qué? Espere. Porra. Recuerda, buena gente, que un fuego no se puede detener una vez se prende, que consume todo lo que encuentra a su paso y que solo deja de arder una vez. Un ciudadano preocupado, ¿vale? Yo corre.
Oh.
Joaquín Bongraz.
Ready for a stroll through the sewers.
Vale, me dijo antes de... Vamos por las cloacas, le dije que no. Para empezar la misión en este episodio. Ese fue como la acabé.
You lead.
Vale. ¿Cómo no? Pues yo soy el brujo.
So, preventive medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up. Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
¡Venga! ¡Hala, bruja! Y no veo nada.
How's it look? Give it to me straight, no sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal, but it's her voice that concerns me. Surely you
Ve el
understand
depósito de
the
cadáver a través de las
terrible blow
cloacas.
that would be to a Trobrit. Enough to strip her of the will to live.
Any remedy for that?
No veo nada.
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count.
Vamos, no veo nada. Por cabezón. Vale.
Take the ladder. This is the place. Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
Why? Got somewhere to be?
Someone might disturb us. The coroner, for example. Or Reverend Nathaniel Custodian. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcarver.
Vale, por aquí no hay. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué ha pasado, compadre? Yo, vamos a ver.
But of course. Yes. What is it? But of course. Yes. What is it?
Looks like necrophages got to this one. Let's keep looking. This isn't it. Human. Wrong body type.
Pues tiene que ser.
Is on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood.
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else? That his eyes have been scooped out, for instance?
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
Yes. And some grey dust. Ash, it seems. Very fine.
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
So it seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our woodcarver was still alive when it happened.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Indeed. So thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out, wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
All right. Think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
Sure of one thing. This was punishment.
Even the witch hunters don't engage in this kind of torture. What sin could possibly merit it?
Only the murderer knows that. And it's the key to finding him. Or her. It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted. Drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, Your Reverence.
Who are these people? I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
As Your Reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route.
Why do you cover for us?
I was covering my own arse. If Reverend Nathaniel had learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. But you didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Many thanks.
Thank you.
Hostia, me he fijado la linternita. De arte.
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
Don't aim to press you.
Thank you. I've nothing to hide. It's just an old wound, unhealed as yet. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep my eye on you.
Bueno, uso de brujo para investigar el callejón donde fue atacado Priscila. Carpintero con tu sentido de brujo y encuentra a Eustace el colector de cadáveres. Bueno. Vamos primero a... que esté más cerca, obviamente. Mira, ese de aquí. Que tiene que ese... que sea ese, pero no me sale el marcador. Eustace es este.
You, Eustace, the corpse collector?
Corpse.
How'd you know?
Fourth sense, I think it is. You bring Fabian Meyer's body to the morgue?
Fabian. Oh, yeah, I remember. No ice, no art, one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
One of them? So there have been other bodies like that?
Sure have. Beggars, street urchins, and street walkers. One went so portly, I had to cut her into pieces to fit her in me wheelbarrow. Slippery sow, they called her, on account of her.
Some things are best left unsaid. What happened to the pieces?
What do you mean? Reverend Nathaniel ordered them burned. Every last one. Oh, shame that was.
Shame? Why? Actually, never mind. Another thing that's best left unsaid. You searched Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets. Made sure nothing went to waste.
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
And I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you a tax collector? Piss off, mutant.
Talk. What did you find on him?
I had you wish. Triflings, baubles, gloss-beaded ring, handful of coins, and a letter. Look, vellum, quality parchment that. I'll wipe off the writing and sell it as new.
That's human skin. Priscilla. Next victim's name. If you'd given this to the right person, she might not have been hurt.
What the fuck do I care what happens to some Priscilla? We short of wenches in this town. Oi, fucking hell! What was that for?
For everything.
Vale, siguiente.
Monsters must have run
Watch it, Tran.
Strange.
Very strange. Que le estoy pulsando el botón para que corre, no corre, canalla. No, estoy teniendo los puntitos que para acá. Ah, pero que me está llevando el otro, espérate. Mira, a la primera.
Anyone home?
Be gone, or I'll set me hounds on you. Molly, Sigue, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer, looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit, you stupid mutts, lie down. Come on, slowly now, lest they bite you.
Charming as beasts go.
You daft? Even I'm scared of them. But better barking dog than an evil man at your door.
Got someone particular in mind?
Sure as shite. Bugger who did Fabian in. Soon as they'd hauled his corpse off, I run to a mate who raises fighting dogs. Bought these 2 mutts. Cost me a chunk of change. But I sleep sound at least.
Mientras no ladren.
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother. Gus is the name. We ran a workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now? Just Meyer?
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family, or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
'Twas Fabian who threatened this one last. Oh, you were a good dwarf. Craftsman like no other. But you were an incorrigible whoremonger as well. Whenever we put a bit of coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some tools. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, 'tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag. Rather obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her?
Know where I can find her? This dish rag?
City cemetery. She died a few days back, quietly in her sleep. Her pont said a fever took her.
Tell me what you know about the murder, in order, in detail.
It was like this. Had some work in Oxenford, and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, gonna miss him burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hierarch Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze, and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
Talk to your neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear anything?
Claimed not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleeding orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. They care about some dwarf.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Recordad, buena gente, que el fuego puede ser a la vez una bendición y una maldición. El fuego puede calentar con sus llamas, el fuego puede cocinar nuestros alimentos, y el fuego puede apartar los horrores de la oscuridad. Pero el fuego también puede quemar, consumir, incinerar. Es por ello que debemos vivir en armonía con el fuego eterno y sus dictados. Un ciudadano preocupado. Esto es como lo de antes. O sea, que siempre lo que me encontré iba relacionado con esto. Porque bien.
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Bloodstains.
That's where Fabian lay when they found him.
Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Mind if I go inside the workshop?
It's not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want. Aye.
Had a look at your sculptures.
And? Lifelike, aren't they?
The women especially. Never seen a bust that size on Molitale.
Oh, aye. Fabian's handiwork. I told him, brother, tits like that would crush her back. Whittle him down. He said, nay, they'd sell better this way. Told me to shut me trap. And sell they did. Till one sermon at the temple, and the celebrating reverend said that whoso buys idols from the non-human Myers sins twofold, as a heretic and as a lecher. That was the end of that.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked. More bloodstains, but not near enough to say he bled to death. Unless formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked. Eyes. Humanoid. Completely rotten. Eyes. Nothing here. Humanoid. Completely rotten.
Pues nada, a ver qué queda.
Tolerance and superstition have always been a market. Any magic ones? Yes. Foley, goat heads, penny buns.
Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim. Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
¿Cuánto registra esto?
Hey, handsome.
Hey, compadre.
A brazier. This time of year?
Grab him!
Sis. That is.
How am I to know? Watch him, see what he does.
I know that smell. Formaldehyde.
¿Qué pasa? Ah, más fácil.
Think you got me too, huh? Up your ass, deviant! Hoes can fight back!
Calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. What are you doing here?
Getting vengeance. Well, why are you staring? Have you not heard killers always return to the scene of their crime? Me and my brothers are waiting here to give him a warm welcome. For Priscilla. Almost did her in, the whole son.
I know. Here to look for clues and find anyone who might know something.
Fear I can't help you much. But I can tell you what I know.
You and Priscilla friends?
Friends? Nah. But she saw more than a stupid whore in me. Treated me with respect. It mattered. I was looking to give up whoring. Pick up a decent trade. But none would take me. Not as a washerwoman, nor a servant, nor a cook. Felt like a leper, I did. But Priscilla, she was different. Agreed to put me in her play, you see? Lots of the other actors, they were afraid on account of her jesting about the eternal fire. Whistling Wendy on stage, can you imagine it? Well, dream's gone now. I'm back to working street corners.
Sorry to hear that.
You could do worse as work goes. Or so I tell myself.
Priscilla wasn't the sole victim. You aware of that?
Oh, dearie. Course I was. This didn't start yesterday. Others have died like this before. Beggars, street girls, orphans. But who'd have a drama concern about them? Human rubbish. It's what the guards call us.
Recall any names?
They didn't have proper ones. Baldy, curly, buns. That's what folk called them. No friends, no families. Their bodies were burned long ago.
Take care now. I gotta look around some more. Appreciate it if you didn't disturb me.
Naturally. We'll stand aside, behave. But do tell us if you find anything else here.
Oh, my head's ringing.
Recordad a una gente que la luz que proyecta el fuego disipa todas las tinieblas, revela todas las mentiras, descubre a todos los indignos y las almas inmorales. Ni los doples que cambian de forma pueden escapar a su luz, ni las brujas hechiceras ni tan hablan. Ah.
A brazier. This time of year? I know that smell. Formaldehyde.
¿Qué falta?
Man's
Ah,
footprint.
eso.
The murderers, maybe.
Look at
Leon
it.
is human. Priscilla's back. Murderer fled before the guards arrived. Ran this way.
Habla con el forense. Los puntitos dicen que por aquí, pues yo por aquí.
Welcome, Master Witcher.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy till you arrived.
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter, and I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
By the way, you and Von Gratz don't exactly get along. Why is that?
I had him sent to prison. You see, Joachim led the student protests in 1242, a senseless and brutal revolt. People were dying, Witcher. Those who rejected liberty, equality, and fraternity would be found in the gutter come morning. Their throats slit from ear to ear with surgical precision. Joachim had been my favorite student, but alas, I had to do something. So I reported him. Then I left the university and found work in the morgue, where none care about my past. Whereas Joachim, oh, fate's ironies. Years later, he was appointed head of the very ward I had founded.
How old's Von Gratz? 50? 60?
53, I believe. Why do you ask?
You look a little young to have been his teacher.
Not surprising. For years, I've lived in the cold and dark, breathing the vapors of embalming fluids. In short, working with corpses extends one's life. Amusing, is it not?
Not fond of Nathaniel?
Very few people are. He's cruel and capricious. He stormed in here once, grabbed a scalpel I was sterilizing over a burner, sliced my back with it to the bone, because I had forgotten to lock the storeroom. Hard to be fond of someone like that, wouldn't you agree?
Let's start.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi. The victim was bound and forced to drink formaldehyde. Next, the killer removed the eyes,
formaldehído es el formol, no te olvides.
sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Do you know her?
Yes. Even went to her estate once with... Gotta find her, now.
Patricia Vegelbud, un ciudadano preocupado.
Till next time, Master.
Yo, vete a hacer puñeta. Vamos a ver, necesito... Conseguir la mansión, ¿no? Vale. Aquí que está el indicador más cercano. Acá. Carrera al derbi memoria del gran Erasmus. Yo, la leche que yo mamé.
Rain again. Damn mages.
Gato de caballo. Vámonos. O el azar elegirá por ti. Porque algo hay que elegir. Si del Sevilla o del Betis. O del Barça o del Madrid. Algo hay que elegir. Y mejor hacerlo tú que no lo hagan por ti.
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my arse out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
Oh, Geralt.
Lloviendo,
What a
cogiendo
pleasant
flores.
surprise.
Not pleasant at all. I gotta see your mother. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now. I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
No time to explain. Trust me, please.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
A fire fit for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, but had not a word on the way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room. Oh! Hear that? Calm and quiet. All seems to be in order.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
Oh! He ran out the other door! Catch him!
Spread out! Murderer's still here! There he is! Get him! Halt! Or I'll put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery, taking you to the heiress.
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself.
Ahora tiene la ropa seca y la ropa mojada.
Forgive me. I saw him running.
A mí eso es realista el juego.
Killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once! Mother! Why did he do this to her? Why?
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire. Only thing that ties her to the other victims. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body. A note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that. And let her be the last victim. Please.
Bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught. Here it is. Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name, but the place too. Won't get away this time. Same wounds as the previous victims. Examination would be a waste of time. Gotta get to crippled Kate's, fast.
El fuego quema a todos los pecadores por igual. Oiga, me como el culo. Encuentra a Dulcenetti en el local de Katy la lisiada. Venga, luego que aparece el caballo. Más cercano es este. La adrenalina aumenta el daño que causas. Ataca a los adversarios para ganar adrenalina.
Have mercy! Me? Sick of it. A witch? I make sounds is all!
Perdón.
I'm sorry.
¡Ostras! ¿El burdel? ¿Por dentro entonces?
I'm sorry. What?
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
Arriba, ¿dónde se sube? La escalera.
Care to time me?
Superior. Acá. El objetivo está en la planta superior. Aquí.
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
You, though? Whole town will hear you in a minute.
Yet again you disturb me, and I so dislike being disturbed. I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
First, gotta tell me why you do it.
For pleasure. Satisfaction.
Achievable with whores in a lot of ways, many traditional. Doesn't take killing them, trust me.
Who said anything about killing? I could stop at a few burns. 3rd degree, but still. This rosy skin will roast quite well.
Spare me your lies. I've seen your victims. I know how they end. You don't stop. Not unless someone gets in your way. Like I'm doing now.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's. To sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know. But I see we must talk. Calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats even corpses with kid gloves.
The coroner. Said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to Warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day procuring supplies. Formaldehyde. I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
You'll untie her, drop your coin pouch on the table, then leave here and never come back.
Yes, I will.
Good boy.
Looking for something unusual?
Tío, corre. Acá me cojo el toro.
Looking for a thrush.
Vamos, que me va a coger.
Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
What are you?
A vampire. Higher, of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
You're a sick fuck.
I never expected you to understand. You're a cynic and an opportunist. I sensed it from the start. Ah well, this conversation has grown unpleasant for both parties. We must move to the next item on the agenda. I last fought a Witcher 2 centuries ago. I do hope I remember how it's done. And you...
Ahí atrás me parece que unos putitos blancos.
One of us. No, you couldn't have. You would have survived.
Por hoy es el cuarto por quinto, vamos. Inventario. A saco ya. Votos asesinos, algo. Sermón de... Habla con Jaskir. Vale, aquí cómo se sale. Aquí. Pero yo he visto por aquí un indicador. Aquí, vámonos para allá. Ya es de día. Y el Jaskir está... Este es más cercano, ¿no? va a coger el toro bien cogido. Ya se me está alargando esto más de la cuenta. Bueno, aprovechamos para suscribirnos al canal, campanita, comentarios, si está gustando, no está gustando, lo de siempre, nada de spoiler. Y más cositas que os puede gustar.
Please.
Ah,
Those are boxes of music.
Por cierto, tengo que investigar toda esa zona de la ciudad, la zona este. Superior. Vámonos por arriba. Aquí.
Stop it.
How's...
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. From me and Priscilla.
Don't mention it. Nothing a friend wouldn't do. She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Ya, pues nada, Pecados Carnales, misión... Y yo, vamos a ver. Pues nada. Pues bueno, familia, antes de despedirme una pequeña cosita. Como siempre digo, me gusta ir de frente. El otro día hice el episodio este, lo que pasa es que lo tuve que hacer en dos partes, porque se me había alargado igual que hoy. Y la segunda parte no se me grabó, así que lo he tenido que hacer de nuevo. La única diferencia es que en el otro episodio, directamente me enfrenté a Nazadiel en el prostíbulo y lo maté, y ahí se acabó la misión. Y esta vez le quería preguntar, como habéis visto, cuáles son tus motivos, o sea, las opciones que le di a aquella vez. Y fue todo como hemos acabado, matando al forense, que era un vampiro. Vamos, que esto ha sido también novedad para mí. Para que veáis que el juego, dependiendo de las decisiones que tú tomes, tiene un final u otro. Aquel día acabamos matando al reverendo, y ahí se acabó la misión. Y aquí hemos tenido que lo hemos dejado vivo, nos han dado unos puntos de experiencia por el truco Jedi, y hemos matado un vampiro. Pues nada, familia, un abrazo muy fuerte, vuestro buen amigo DANORTVIL desde Pelicity City. Sed buenos y seguimos en el próximo episodio. Hoy tampoco va a haber Wayne.